Is it true that DJ K-Slay was blackballing Cuban during that time?
Yeah, he was calling himself the Black Fat Joe. I mean, he actually said that. Like, I'm the Black Fat Joe. Because he was on some Fat Joe. He was on his, God rest K-Slay's soul, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't like talking about people that ain't here because they can't defend themselves. But yeah, at that time, that's what he said. That's how he was moving. And he was definitely an advocate for Fat Joe and what he had going on. And he was anti-Cuban just because of Joe. You know, the same thing with a lot of these dudes, you know, from the Khaled's to, you know.
Wait, but you got to actually witness K-Slay like turning down songs from Cuban or like, because, you know, I interviewed Gilly. I know you know Gilly, right?
Yeah, that's my man, yeah.
Yeah. And Gilly said that like he tried to hand K-Slay, you know, one of the CDs and Slay was like, I can't do that. You know, I can't play that or something along those lines. Man, roll the clip.
I remember, God rest his soul, I don't even like to talk about it, but I remember I put it in K-Slay hand and he didn't want to take it out my hand. He's like, nah, Gilly, I can't touch that. I'm like, word. And me and him ain't talked for a little minute, but then we spoke again. But, you know, I respected it. At that time, I was like, word, I ain't talked to him no more. But then when we did Bang Bang Boogie, you know, he came around and I spoke to him then. And I was just like, that shit was whack what you did, dog. But I get it. That's how you felt. That's how you felt you was going to get on. Oh, bro. In this world, you need a sponsor. But to get into a certain society, you need a sponsor. You know? If you don't have a sponsor, if you're not sponsored by someone, even if you're a up and coming star basketball player, to get that super contract, you need to be sponsored by an agent. No?
So what was K-Slay's response when you said that was fucked up what you did?
I don't know what his response was. He God rest his soul, he gone now, but he was just I was like, word? He was like, oh, okay. I'm like, word, dog? I just turned around and I walked away from him. I'm like, I get it. I mean, it's no more conversation. We was doing things together at that time too.
Yeah, I can believe that. I wasn't there, but Gilly was managing the situation at the time, so that was what Gilly was there to do. And if he said that's what happened, that's what happened. He's a stand-up dude in my mind, you know what I'm saying? I've always seen him as that. And yeah, I can see that. I don't see why not. Like I said, he was running around saying he was the Black Fat Joe of the game.
But did you witness anything like personally with your own eyes, or it was just being told to you that like, hey, Slay ain't fucking with us?
Oh yeah, no, that was a common. That was something that was spoken upon everybody.
Got you.
You know, yeah,
Okay.
It wasn't something that I witnessed, but it was something that was definitely spoken about all the time. You know, like yo, this dude, man, that's crazy. And you know, that's the industry, man. Like, if people would put their pride to the side when they heard good music, it'd be a totally different world of music. But it's who you know. It's politics. You know how that go. Political way of doing it is how it's always been. And if they say, yo, don't, but you know, that karma comes with that too, though. You shutting somebody off, something gonna happen to you to shut you off, because that's not, I'm a strong believer in karma. You got to give love to receive love. You're gonna go out there and try to be negative, some negative gonna come in your life at some point. That's just the way the world works.
Did you ever feel like scared that like your career could be impacted by the blackballing because you were affiliated with Cuban?
Nah, honestly, I was so ride or die with it, I didn't even think about that. Like, I had nothing to lose because I was on the come up in my mind anyway. Like, I'm building to get somewhere with multiple people, but he was my main like situation. Like, he was who I was working with more than anybody else. And at the same time, the word was probably more on safety purposes. Like, yo, it could go down at any time. Like, we out at this venue or that venue, we could run into these cats and it could be something. So we was always prepared for that. You know what I mean? So we was running around a little crazy for a while because we was always worried about, yo, we gotta be ready if something go down. You know what I mean? And it was word here and there, like we would do an event or a venue, and it'd be word on the street like, oh, these dudes might pop up. Or word, all right, we're gonna be ready for that. So we ran like we was ready for that. We was deep, and we was all running, you know, heavily strapped, man. That's just how I got to a situation at one point with him when we was out somewhere that I was like, this is the second or third time I almost got jammed up, not by dudes in the street, but, by the boys, because we out here, we riding dirty. I
Right.
had to watch like how I rode. I was like, oh, all right, you got to fall back a little bit. Stop being a soldier, go back to being an engineer, you know? But when you out in the streets with them, you got to soldier up because you don't know what's going to happen. That's how that was,
Mm.
that tension at that time.